Thank you. And thank you, Strateging, for inviting me and all of you sitting still late, so already 9 o'clock. Okay, so two ways of looking at this, right? So a lot has been said. There is nothing much to be said. I should say thank you and get out, right? And that is what you all want me, all the audience. The only people who possibly may not want me to do that is the Strateging fellows because they have called me. So I had to do some justice. But look at the poor man's fate. Because, as a professor for 42 years, my system is programmed. If it is 95 minutes, it's a 1.5 hour class. Once I start, I will stop at 85th minute. If it's a 1 hour class, I will stop at 55th minute. So I am programmed for that. I have only 101 slides. Okay? So you really feel like taking a stone and hitting me? Okay, so I realize that I can't do that. So to just make life easier, I have exactly one slide. I'll shut up in 7 minutes. Okay, may I have the slide, please? Okay. So what I thought I will do is, I thought I will take some liberty with you, partly because of my age and the fact that I come at the end of the session, and Shantanu has been very nice to me for all along. So I thought I should start with some provocation. Because so much has been talked about artificial intelligence. But I will tell you something which we do, and then we ask ourselves this question. See, there are two fluids which come across in life. One fluid is the one which powers all our cars, right? Which is available in the form of a crude oil. Quite often you can't see it on the surface. You have to dig deep. And only in some places, and those places have become very rich. And it looks so bad, so we call it crude oil. So we can't consume it directly. We have to refine it through the refineries, all that. But what is special, particularly we talk about data, AI, etc. Every drop of this is measured. Every drop of it is measured because the damn thing is expensive. But look at another fluid, which we all see. You can see it all over. It is there on the surface. It comes as a rain. It flows in the river. It is there in the tanks. It is life-giving, so valuable, so good. Compare this crude with this water. But what we people do? We just don't measure. We waste every drop of it. And of course, in this city, I don't have to talk about it, what we are doing with that. And quite often you see, sometimes you will find high courts and Supreme Courts discussing about it, chief ministers talking about it. They will use something called TMC. No one knows what is TMC, but everybody uses it, right? And you know the amount of water that is transferred between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, how many meters are there to measure it? Maybe 20. Okay? And this is precisely what we do. And we say we use AI. As a matter of fact, the precise thing which we do, even in the age of AI, is naturally stupid. That is precisely what we do. So I want you to realize, in the age of AI, this is what we do. Okay? But look at something very interesting. 2017, we talk about, because, I'm coming to the SDG and ESG. In a city called Hyderabad, Ivanka Trump was there. For whatever reason, some folks thought that Ivanka Trump should not see the beggars in Hyderabad. So what we did, we kind of located every beggar in the city, put it in a car or a bus or somewhere, and drove them outside of Hyderabad. See, normal circumstances, if you tell people, can you not do something about beggars? Sir, we can't identify them. But when Ivanka comes, you can identify them. Right? And that is called, again, one more case of natural stupidity. I want you to realize this. Okay? Coming to the main stuff. Okay? In these days, what we do, if you have to give a talk on a topic, what is the best thing to do? You go to ChatGPT and ask. That is precisely what I did. And then these people had given me a longish title. Okay? I put the exact title, copy-pasted it, and put it in ChatGPT. The first thing I realized, you can go and find it out, exactly on this topic, maybe these people also took it from somewhere. The Secretary of State of United States has given a talk, exactly on the same topic. So there is no point me giving it out, right? So you can go and find it out. But then I thought that I had to do justice for Shantanu, so I have 4 more minutes. And what I will do is that let us look at least some of them. SDG, there are so many of them, but 1, 2, 3 are the most important. One is no poverty, second is zero hunger, third one is good health, right? So let us kind of see what we can do to these 3 goals of SDG. So this is my request to you. I think we are all the AI professionals, we are all the data professionals, we are all talking of amazing stuff. There is so much power, compute power available, cloud is available. So in this city, we have so many billionaires, and this is the city with the first unicorn from this country, the largest number of unicorns. Can we not do something about no poverty? So this is a homework to all of you, that can we not start something small? Every ward in Bangalore, can we kind of start measuring, okay, the poor people? And every year we publish a report, we keep talking about annual report. Can we say that we have been able to reduce the number of poor people, reduce the number of beggars in my location? And there's a healthy competition amongst all of us, okay? And remember, what it means is, that is what I want you to realize. We need to have this is the homework, this is the message I want you to carry at the end of the talk. We need sustained data. The biggest problem in this country is, we'll have a project, we'll collect all the data, we'll make the report, submit the report, do something, give awards, and forget it. But we need to have data day in and day out. And in this country, we have an unusual definition of data. Because anytime when you want data, human beings will go to collect the data. I call it DA and TA. Traveling allowance and day allowance paid for the people to go and collect the data. We should get out of that. Data should get captured. So data capture should not become a special stuff. Okay? So how do we do that? Okay? If you have that on, because without sustained data, things are not going to be useful. And again, zero hunger. Okay? And can we creatively do interesting stuff? You all know Akshay Patra. Akshay Patra is the world's largest midday meal network. We crossed 4 billion. Okay? But, we have these silly things like Swiggy. I'm sorry, I'm taking liberty with Swiggy. Okay? But, can you have quick commerce? I want to have my masala dosa in the next 10 minutes. Can we turn it around? Can, in this city of Bangalore, anyone who goes hungry, half an hour before or 2 hours before, is able to send a message so that somebody is able to reach him or her a wholesome meal. Today, this country is not poor. This country has enough food. In fact, we have excess food. The amount of waste the food we do is so much. So you can, but I think we need to think differently using that AI. Can we make a difference? That is what is sustainable goal for me. It is just not putting out some nice reports, okay? And once again, we created Narayanan Hridayalaya, Narayanan Hospital, amazing stuff. We are able to do so many free surgeries for so many people across the planet from very poor countries, etc. Can we go to a next stage? Can we have a nice competition among wards that every person in that ward will go through a simple test. Don't have to be very complicated tests, so that everyone gets a test. It is not those who only pay for it, or those who have, for whom the company pays for it. Every person in the mohalla actually gets health test, and then we are able to make a beautiful graph of the percentage of healthy people in each district, and year after year after year, you are actually able to improve on the health. Okay? So this is the kind of stuff which we need to do. And then about the environmental goal, I just took out from the United Nations document the 3 things, right? The environmental, social, and the governance. Once again, I want you to kind of look at it creatively. Okay? So I think the message I want you to leave is, sometimes you might face, Professor, you are talking of things which are not easy to do. They are not easy to do, but they have been done. I'll give you examples of sustained data collection. I used to be an advisor for Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam. Many of you might have gone to the Tirupati temple. There was a very interesting executive officer who actually had a clear pulse on the temple and the administration. He was very clear who are the customers. In fact, he did not even like the word customers. We used to call it pilgrims. And, so much of ERP, so much of data collection, etc. But finally, he said, Professor, I want to have 5 parameters collected every day. He said, lots of people come walking and they climb up the hills and then come for darshan. So he just said, look, how many people climbed up is one measure, number of people who are actual devotees. And many of them have taken a vow that they will give a mundan, they will have a haircut. Okay? How many people gave mundan? Of course, the third thing is the most important. How many people had darshan? And many of them have a room to stay. They stay. And finally, they get a free prasadam. Because 88% of the people actually eat dharma. They have a dharmashala where the free food is there. These 5 parameters. You can go to the website. For the last 18 years, every day, how many people came walking, how many people had mundan, how many people had darshan, how many people ate the food, and how many people stayed. And what happened when you have a data like this collected? And most important stuff is data need not be collected. Data gets captured. And the best example of that was during COVID. You all know COVID vaccination was happening. When I took the certificate, nobody went and entered the data. The nurse, on the day, as soon as she entered, she swiped the QR code. So it was gathered, so she had done it. And then as long as she did the vaccination for me, she keyed in my Aadhaar number. And then they know that I was given vaccine, they know my age, they know what time it was given, they know who is given. And that data is preserved. So all over the country, we could actually find out every day how many people are vaccinated, how many men, how many women, how many senior citizens. And then 55,000 cold storage points. We had actually managed. Every day we knew how many came in, how many came out. So that kind of a system is the one which we could do it. So the point I'm getting across is we need to create a data culture. And I think there is too much talk about the big data. I think we need a mission to have good data. So many people talked about it, I'm just putting it. We need those 5 parameters which TTD collects is good data. Sustained data. Once you have sustained data, you can do much more AI on it, okay? So I think this is what I will kind of close it with. Sustained effort, this is part of my definition of sustainability. Without sustained data, you can't have sustainability. And sustainability must be measured through sustained data and good data. If these are there, AI will work. If not, we are kind of back to 1951. 1951, IBM came up with this nice slogan, Go, garbage in, garbage out. So we'll have a new garbage because we have so much power, we can do it much faster, we have much larger capability, we can produce much larger garbage. There's no point producing it, okay? Let us resolve to have sustained efforts to capture good data. I'll stop here and hopefully you are getting your dinner at least 7 minutes early. Thank you.